Hello, hello, hello. It's currently March 6th at 10:54 a.m. in the morning. Happy 6th March. Ghana's Independence Day to those who celebrate it. Great, the day where we all pretend to actually care about our home country. Have fun. Anyways, I woke up this morning in a very interesting mood. I feel very opinionated this morning about things that normally I'm like about. So, I decided I'm gonna record an audio of those opinions because while I'm doing homework. What sparked my little rant that I just went on, which I wish I'd recorded, but whatever. What spanned my little rant, what began it, was because I saw a video. My sister sent me a video this morning, and it was like a compilation of like Ghanaians celebrating, the 6th March, Ghana's Independence Day, and it is to note that a lot of these Ghanaians are abroad. There's a reason I'm specifying that. We'll realize it sometime later. I'll touch upon that later. But they're all they're all in the UK or the US, whatever. Cool. And then this Ghanaian woman who actually lives in Ghana responded to the videos and was like, "Oh, y'all celebrating, but none of y'all want to come live down here." Da 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 da. Which I agree. Which again, we'll get into that later. But I 100% agree. It's very performative. It's weird, but whatever. And then this dude responds and it's like, "Oh, how are you trying to stay where?" Like, it was so much logical fallacies. I was like, "You're so stupid." I'm sorry. He sounded very dumb because his whole argument was like, "Oh, us being abroad doesn't make us any less Ghanaian." And she never said that. She never said that y'all are less Ghanaian. She just said y'all are the only ones that only ever celebrate this because you don't have to live in Ghana with us, which she's right. Ghana sucks to live. I'm sorry, but currently, if you're not like rich, living in Ghana sucks. So it's like, of course, someone who's not rich and lives in Ghana right now seeing y'all celebrate is gonna feel some type of way about it. Then he got all upset about it. He was like, "Okay, fine. If we can't celebrate it, you can't either." I'm like, "Do you realize how stupid you sound? You're telling people who live in a country that they live in that they can't celebrate it because they said that you should, like, y'all are the only ones who said," which it's true. Every single year, Ghanaians abroad get on the internet on 6 March and do that whole performative African stuff that I really don't like. Like, ooh, the whole performative Africanness I really, really, really dislike. Like, y'all like to put on an act. Y'all like to, it's like a costume that they take on and off. And I'm like, it's so annoying. Every 6 March, y'all will get on this internet. Y'all gonna get on Beyonce's internet with Chimuduku, Ghana Fest. We are Ghanaians. I'm so proud to be a Ghanaian, X, Y, and Z. But then on the 364 days, y'all don't care about that country. Y'all only care when it's Dirty December. That's the only time y'all care about Ghana is Dirty December. So y'all can go home and frick up the economy a little bit and then come back. Like, come on, let's put form for it. Like, y'all, it's so performative. It's so performative. It's so fake. And I've like experienced it so many times IRL that, like, I don't know, I felt like I had to rant about it. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna rant about how much I don't like this whole performative Africanness that, like, I'm gonna specifically speak for Ghanaians because I'm a Ghanaian myself. I don't know about the rest of the diaspora, and I don't care. But I'm gonna speak for Ghanaians. Y'all do this performative African stuff that I really, 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 it's very annoying. And I'm gonna go back to the video, right, with the dude. Oh, he sounded so stupid. I couldn't even finish the video. He sounded so dumb, like so dumb. I was like, "There's no way you really thought." And he had the most smug look on his face. He thought he ate that. Like, he watched that video over again, licked his finger, was like, "Yeah, I did that," before he hit post. Like, you sound dumb, but whatever. He, first of all, I'm sorry, but like, if I was a Ghanaian living in Ghana, I would not give a fuck about Independence Day. Because at the end of the day, right? Like I said earlier, if you live in Ghana and you don't have money, life really fucking sucks. Like, I'm sorry, why should I? Like, of course, I'm gonna feel some type of way if I go on the internet on 6 March and I'm seeing all these privileged Americans and UK Ghanaians who are sitting in their nice, well lit houses, so much food in the fridge. Y'all got all these nice cars, y'all got all these, nice expensive stuff sitting here meat munching a country that's actively screwing me over. Yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way too. What are we talking about? Y'all are dick riding this country that is literally screwing its citizens over at any chance it gets. Like, yeah, if I was a Ghanaian living in Ghana, I'd feel some type of way. So I'm like, for him to sit there, get his dumbass up on screen to tell this woman that, like, oh, well, you can't celebrate it either. What was the point of that? What was the point? You being a hater. Da, 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 da. Oh, God, he sounded so stupid. Oh, I wish I could find the video. I can find it. I can find it. And you know what? Once I edit this, I think I'm going to add the video in the front. I'm gonna add it in the actual video once I make this into a video. I'm gonna add it in there so y'all can see how dumb this person sound. They sounded so stupid, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like, y'all are meat munching this. I'm proud to be a Ghanaian. I love my country. Like, okay, and your country is actively screwing me over. So screw your country. Like, what are we talking about? So we gotta sit here and do this again, and it's so performative because 364 days these people don't care about this. Okay, fine. No, maybe not 364 days. Let's subtract 7 from that because y'all's 1 week in that y'all like to travel back home during Dirty December. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll give y'all 1 week. Subtract 1 week from 364. I don't feel like doing that math. But like that's the only time y'all really care about the country, which y'all don't really care. You just care about what you can extract out of it. It's so performative. Y'all don't care. Any other time y'all identify more with the country you live in than like Ghana either way. Like, so it's like what's tea? Like, it makes no sense to me, y'all. So performative. It's so performative. It's so and you can really tell who the Black Panther Africans are, like the people that came to terms with the fact that they're African after Black Panther came out. Because let's really take a deep dive into memory lane, because I quite remember, as a Ghanaian that has been in America for quite some time now, since I was in the 3rd grade. I'm in college now, so it's been a while. I remember there were so many Ghanaians that did not claim Africa at all. Let's really start that and again, that's why I think the performativeness really irks me, because I've seen y'all sit here and talk down on this country, this continent in general. Y'all will sit here and talk down on Africa, but let 6 March come on and then Machimuduku about it's not social media to like, nah, Ghana this, Ghana that. I'm proud to be African. The flag, the person. Oh, shut up, boo bye. All y'all is so irritating. Like, shut up. Like, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about this country, but whatever. But back to my whole point. Y'all did not claim Africa until Black Panther came out. Let's really dissect that. Let's really dissect that. Y'all did not. And even then, it's very obvious too. Y'all will pick and choose the type, the African-ness, quote unquote, or the Ghanaian, the stuff from Ghanaian culture that y'all want to showcase, and then throw away the ones that you don't. And it's, again, performative. It's very performative. Y'all are so picky choosy. It's the nice kentes. It's the pretty, well-made dresses. But then ask them about their stance on African traditional religions, and the colonization will jump out. Will jump out. Will jump so far out. And it's like, I'm not even saying you gotta believe in traditional African religions, but the way y'all are so ready to denounce it, to like, and I'm like, and I'm supposed to believe you really like your culture? Because, babes, let's be honest, that's the religion that your ancestors were following. You're not proud of your ancestors. You're ashamed of them. You're ashamed of them. And this reminds me also, back in, God, I forgot. It was around the time when Trump said that, Africa was like a shithole with like, whatever. And you had all these rich Africans who lived back there were posting, or not even, it wasn't even the ones that lived back there too. That's what irked me. It was the Africans that are in America went on Google, pulled up pictures of like the cityscapes and the city places to like kind of sort of use it as like a, oh no, our country's not a shithole. We have skyscrapers too. We have cars too. And I'm like, oh, y'all are so ethnically insecure. I'm sorry. Because let me tell you something. No amount of African mud house jokes will ever make me feel ashamed, just because, yes, there are people who live in Africa that live in those houses. Why would I be? My ancestors lived in those houses. That's how they were able to reproduce to get to me. That will never make me feel ashamed. I'm sorry. No amount of mud hut, mud house, whatever type of jokes that these white supremacists and these non-Africans like to throw at us will ever make me feel ashamed. Y'all are so ethnically insecure that y'all just want to discard all the parts that like remind you of what you really are. Y'all, because I'm like, really, someone made fun of like traditional African houses, so y'all turned around to give them the European styled houses to show that, we're evolved too. See, we have European style houses too. I was like, y'all look pathetic. Y'all look pathetic. Because I'm like, what is the point? Again, Like, okay, Africans live in my houses. Yes, there are some Africans that do live in those houses. That will never make me feel ashamed. That will never make me, because I'm not ethnically insecure like some of y'all. Some of y'all are very insecure in your Africanness, and it really, really shows in how y'all love to pick and choose, pick and choose. And I'm like, okay, cool. My ancestors were spear hunters. My ancestors hunted. Who gives a frick? Everybody's ancestors hunted at some point. Like, again, it'll never make me feel some type of way, but y'all are so ethnically insecure and are so desperate to be one of everybody else that y'all are willing to, like, you know, crap all over like the types of African culture that y'all deem as inferior, and then pick up on the ones that y'all, that the Western world has given a check mark to. And it's so pathetic and lame to me. And y'all look, again, pathetic and lame. All y'all look very pathetic and lame. So performative. It's so performative. It's so performative. I'm sorry, I don't like it. So that's my whole point with the whole 6 March thing, where it's like, I'm not saying Africans abroad can't celebrate their country's Independence Day, or Ghanaians abroad can't celebrate the 6 March. If that's what you want to do, cool. But it's just like, at the end of the day, what is you waving around your flag gonna do for the country? The country is literally like, say, and I'm not saying one person can like save it or anything. I'm not saying your individual person has to go play Captain Save a Ho, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, for you to sit here and tell an African, an actual Ghanaian in Ghana, to shut up when they say their opinions about this is so weird to me, because it's like they have every right to talk about it because it's very performative. Y'all just mad they're clocking your tea. That's really what it is. Y'all are upset that they're clocking your tea. They might not have used like the big, big words, because they might not have used that big, big words that y'all like to hear. But at the end of the day, like, in a roundabout way, the lady was just saying y'all are performative, which it is. It is. It's very performative. Y'all are very performative. Y'all love to, you're African, you're African, you're African, and then you're not. And it's like, okay. I'm sorry, like, I don't know. She's allowed to feel however way she feels about it. It's so performative. Y'all are very, very, very performative. Like, it's easy for you to sit there and be like, I love Ghana, when you live in America. When you don't have to deal with Ghana's government, when you don't have to deal with Ghana's economy, it's very easy for you to sit here and meat munch the country when you don't have to you're not dealing with the repercussions of like what's going on over there, the laws that they're making and how it's affecting the people. You don't have to deal with that. They have to. So if they're telling you like pipe it down, I'm sorry, pipe it down. This that y'all want to get all big and bad, like, okay. Again, the ethnic insecurities really show. Y'all are very performative. Formative. Again, it's very obvious which African realized that they were African after Black Panther came out versus the ones that already knew before. Because the ones that knew before don't be doing this. They're not the ones that do this. They're not the ones that do the whole 9 yards. Like, no, no, no. All y'all know is Azonto and Shaku Shaku. Like, oh, please. Oh my god. And, a little off topic. This is not about 6 March, but it's still about performative Africanness. But it's like, what also gets me is like, have y'all ever met those Africans? And I'm not just talking about Ghanaians, but like when they talk to you, they put on an accent. Have y'all met the like? That's weird. That's so we both live in America. You don't talk to anybody else like that. Why are you putting on a fake African accent when you know you don't talk? That is so, again, performative. It's a performance for y'all. Like, for some of y'all, it's like Broadway for y'all. It's a costume. You put it on and you take it off whenever you feel like it. And it's so weird to me. It's so weird. Why are you talking to me in an African accent? Like, what is going on? What is going on? Again, it's like in the same genre as those like African parents be like jokes. Oh, they're so played out. Those things are so corny. I am so glad we are past that era of like YouTube. So corny and lame. So corny. Y'all are so corny and lame. Like, oh, it's like everything they do, it's like it's a performance. It's a performance. But and it's so funny because you can also tell that performance is meant to, it's like it's not for Africans, it's for non-Africans. And it's like, I don't know, y'all want foreign stamps of approval so bad. Like, so bad. So bad. Like, what? Y'all want foreign stamps of approval so bad. in the way that y'all do everything. Y'all will pick and choose. It's a pick and choose. Y'all like you're at the supermarket. You pick and choose what parts of African culture you want to highlight, the types of African culture you accept, and then completely defecate all over the rest of it. And it's like you can't do that. Like you can't sit here and say you're proud to be African. See, let me tell y'all, I think I'm seeing where the problem is. It's like y'all are trying to be proud within your culture, but you're still mentally colonized, and it's just not gonna work out. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all are still mentally colonized. A lot of y'all still follow the white man's framework. I like Dr. Umar. I'm sorry, y'all. But you know what I mean? Y'all still follow a very Eurocentric model and how y'all view African, like, y'all view African culture through the lens of like European culture, through a very Eurocentric lens. So that's why y'all like to pick and choose. Y'all like to pick and choose whichever culture that, people are going to compliment, whichever culture, whichever parts of your culture that non-Africans are going to compliment you for. That's the only ones that y'all like to showcase. The rest that, you think people are going to look at you some type of way for, y'all like to distance yourself from it real bad. And it's like, what are we doing? Again, so if I'm an African and I'm watching y'all do that on the internet, because y'all are not very quiet about it, I'm seeing y'all do that on the internet, and then come March 6th, y'all are sitting here hooting and hollering, doing the most about Independence Day. Yes, I'm gonna call y'all out. It's performative. It's performative. Y'all talk down on Africans back at home all the time. Y'all talk down on Africa as a whole all the time. But then let Independence Day come, now all of a sudden you're proud to be African. You talk down on everything we do, but all of a sudden you're proud to be African. Like, oh, okay. Right. Right. Mind you, most of y'all, again, 364 days, y'all don't even claim Ghana. Somebody asks you where you from, you're going to say you're from the US. Somebody asks you where you're going to say you're from the UK. You don't claim Ghana. So, what are we talking about? Like, imagine being so mentally colonized that you're cosplaying your own culture. That is sad. Like, that is so pathetic. A lot of y'all are cosplaying your own culture. How is that even possible? Like that shouldn't even be possible. Y'all are cosplaying your own culture. You're cosplaying. You're a cosplayer. Are you proud of yourself? You're a cosplayer. You're a cosplayer. You're not even cosplaying right too. You're picking and choosing. Can you imagine cosplaying like a character and you're like, you know what? I hate her skirt, so I'm gonna choose a different color skirt. Actually, I don't like her hairstyle. I'm gonna choose a different. Like at this point, are you even the character anymore? No, you're not. You're not. You're not the character no more because you tweaked around so much stuff. You're not even the character anymore. You're cosplaying. Like, oh, it's just very annoying and vexing. Just very annoying and vexing. And these are the same people that be so ready to sell out our culture too, to like the highest bidder. Like, what? Like the other day, I saw this discourse in like the UK. I don't live in the UK, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know much, but it was like a brief discourse came up on my timeline on Twitter. But I guess there was like African restaurants now popping up in the UK, but they're not ran by actual Africans. They're like non-Africans opening up African restaurants. And this person and somebody commented and was like, I'm still not gonna eat there. Like, I'm sorry. Which rightfully so. I'm sorry. I'm not eating African food that's not cooked by Africans. Like, get out of my face. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. And you had actual Africans in the comments. Mind you, the same folks abroad. The abroad people in the comments defending it. Defending it. Y'all are ready to sell out your culture for a quick buck. And you sit here and expect me to believe that you're proud to be. Oh, get out of my face. Boo bye. Get out of my face. Like, y'all are so performative and annoying. Annoying. I'm like, y'all are sitting here defending people. Defending this. Like, they were defending the non-Africans cooking Africa. And I'm not saying if you're non-African, don't open your restaurant, but don't expect me to come there. I ain't, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. And all the person said was, I'm still not eating there. And they were jumping down their throat. And I'm like, what are we talking? Mind you, these are the same losers. Let Independence Day come along. I'm proud to Muduku. That's talking about proud to be African. Go to hell. Burn in hell. Like, what are we talking about? Just again, mentally colonized, but trying to cosplay your like so mentally colonized. You're cosplaying your own culture. What is going on? Like again, This is what happens when you try to be pro-African, pan-African, but you're still mentally colonized. That's what happens. You start contradicting yourself. You can't sit here and say you're proud of your culture, you're proud of the things that your ancestors have made, but you're so ready to sell it out to foreigners for a quick buck. Are you mad? Are you mad? And then get upset at somebody else because they don't want to do the same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll only eat African food cooked by Africans. So I was gonna say something real bad. Like, go take a hike. I don't care. Like, I don't care. How are you gonna be mad at me for my choice? Make it make sense. And again, let me rephrase too. I'm not saying just because you're proud of your culture means you got to be proud of every aspect of your culture. No, there's some parts of African culture that I don't morally agree with, or like Ghanaian culture I don't morally agree with, so I don't, but I'm not gonna shit on it. That's the difference, right? Just because I don't believe in somebody else's religion doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and call them demon worshippers and whatnot. At the end of the day, what you decide to do is on you. But y'all will, the point is, y'all like to degrade it. Y'all love to degrade it. Y'all love to degrade it and then sit here and say you're proud to be African, and it just don't make sense to me. You can like not follow something without degrading it. I don't know why that's so hard for y'all to like grasp. I really, really don't. But just miss me with that performative nonsense. Like, it's all performative. It's BS. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. Never really cared for it. Don't think I'll ever get to a point where I care for it. It's so. I'm not. Let's scratch that. It's not. I don't think I won't get to a point where I ever care for it because it's corny and lame. It's very corny and lame. Please save your duku. I'm begging you. Put your duku back in. Like, put it back in there. Put it back in your drawer. You know you gotta not touch that shit in 364 days. Put it back in your drawer. Like, what are we talking about? I'm a little sick, y'all. My fault. What are we talking about? Like, again, save me the theatrics because I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I won't ever be here for it. Save me the theatrics. Put it in a box. Lock it up. Never let it out ever again. Because what like to act. You like to act. Y'all are actresses. You're little actors and actresses, cosplayers, if you will. Y'all are not even acting. You're cosplaying because acting would require research, which none of y'all are doing. So you're cosplaying at best. You're cosplaying. A lot of y'all are cosplayers. Cosplayers. Put the flag down. And also, it's I think also part of it is like romanticization. Like a lot of like Africans abroad, or again, I'm speaking for Ghanaians. A lot of Ghanaians abroad love to romanticize Ghana. Like they love, and then I'm not even gonna take myself out of that because I do catch myself doing it sometimes where I'll be like, oh, this is so, but then I have to remind myself like the Ghana in my memories is not the same Ghana there right now. First of all, second of all, the Ghana in my memories never existed because your brain has a very interesting way of like making everything seem better than it is when you're away from that situation. Like you ever gone through some shit that like in the moment was so terrible, but now you're looking back at it and it's like, damn, it wasn't even that bad, but it actually was. It's just your brain has a really, 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 nice way of like making things seem better than they were, right? So it's like sometimes I even catch myself doing that when I think back of when I used to live in Ghana. I'd be like, oh, it was so nice, da, 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 da. But then I have to remind myself, like, A, that image most likely never existed, at least not in that way that I'm imagining it. Number one. Number two, even if it did, it's not there no more the way, like, so I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and happy sis match. Happy sis match. Happy sis match. Like, again, meat munching a country that is actively like every year y'all waste so much resources. No omu chantoma, no mu yese, no more chenam, no more nwediane. And how does that fix the economy? How does that change the economy for the better? I'm not saying everybody should be like, I hate the country. No, but it's like, let's get real here. You know what? That's what I mean. Like, let's get serious here. Let us get serious for 5 seconds. Like, it's like a lack of realism for me. I think that's where my frustration kind of sort of comes from. It's like, y'all are not honest. Y'all are not honest. Y'all like to lie. Y'all are not real. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, we really need to get honest about what's going on and how to, like, move forward. Like, this, please. Please. Like, a new Entoma isn't going to change anything. Like, cool. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It could also just be a personality type. I'm the type of person that's like, if my house is on fire, like mind you, Ghana was quite literally on fire. Like a month ago. Did we forget that the marketplace that completely burned down? The country is quite literally on fire. What? What is there to celebrate? No shade. Like literally, give me one thing about Ghana that we gotta celebrate. Modern day Ghana. Don't please don't go crack open a history textbook that I know most of y'all don't read 364 days of the week. I mean the year. Most of y'all ain't reading that. Don't go crack it open. Don't go crack open Wikipedia right now. Posting me little excerpts. I don't want to hear it. 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 I don't need to hear it. Don't sit here and go crack open a textbook right now. Tell me, what does modern day Ghana have that we need to celebrate right now? What are we doing that needs to be celebrated? Galamsey. Hmm? Galamsey. Is that oh wow. I'm proud to be African. I love it. I love it. I'm amazed by it. Huh? Or the unemployment rates? The youth unemployment rates? Is that something we gotta be celebrating? Yup. Yinko chantuma. Yin chinam. Yin noa jollof. Yin noa fried rice. Let's all have fun, right? Right? Yeah. Cool, right. Okay. Like the unemployment rates? Is that what we should be celebrating? Hmm? The poverty rates? The children, the children, the little kids that are walking down the streets with like nobody. Is that what we're supposed to be celebrating? The mothers that are dying during childbirth. Is that what we should be celebrating? The mortality rates? Like, baby, I could go down the list. I could go down a list of stuff that we need to worry about. So please excuse people if people are not exactly festive about March 6th. Like, excuse us if we're not exactly festive about March 6th, when at the end of the day, all that it is a big waste of money, a big waste of money and time. It fills y'all with a faux sense of pride and joy, because none of y'all are really prideful for that country. It's a faux sense of pride and joy. Y'all don't really care. Y'all never cared. It's a faux sense of pride and joy. That's what it fills y'all up with. Like, excuse me if some of us are over it. Like, my fault. My fault. If some of us are just over the theatrics, like, I'm sorry. Until we see change, what is there to celebrate? The literacy rate? Is that yan kwache fish, yan kwache nam, yan chantoma, yan chimieduku, yan kwatsna social media. Is that what we need to celebrate? Theatrics. I'm tired of it. Miss me with the theatrics. Miss me with the all of it. I really don't care for it. Never really cared for it. I've been ranting for 30 minutes now, y'all. Like, oh, I have, and it's crazy because I haven't even said everything I wanted to say too. It's like I have so much about this topic. Like, it's crazy because it's been building up for a while. It's like every single year these people do this, and I'm like, I'm sick of it. We are sick of it. We are sick of it. I'm sick of it. So excuse me if I'm not so festive. Excuse me if I don't really care to put on my best African wear. Excuse me if I'm not really in the mood for it. Hello? When I'm watching my home country literally go to pure ashes. Excuse me if I'm not really in the mood to celebrate. My fault. I'll be more festive next time. How about that? That's kind of it. Thank you for ranting with me. I know I've been going on for a while, 30 minutes. I don't even know how the hell I'm gonna edit this, y'all, because I'm trying to keep my videos short. But like, I'm a yapper. Like, I was literally telling my sister the other day, I was like, I like to talk, because she was like, oh, you should like try to make more short form content to you really get people's attention. I'm like, I get that, but like, I'm not a short form person. Like, I'm sorry, I'm the type of person, if I'm gonna say something, I really like to break down what it is I'm saying. I'm not a social media TikTok tagline type of person. That's not how I operate, and I think that's just what it is. Like, I'm not a tagline, like, that's not how I talk. I don't talk in performative taglines. I don't do that. And I know that's what the algorithm likes. I know that's what the TikTok algorithm likes. They like a nice little slogan, a nice little tagline, so they can, run it to the ground. That's not how I operate. I'm sorry. That's not how I operate. So for now, y'all gonna get my 30-minute rants, and that's just that about that. But anyways, that was about that. How I said I was gonna do homework in the beginning? I didn't do jack squat, but that's okay. I have like one of my classes got canceled today because the teacher's sick, which is really sad because I actually really like that class. It's a biology class, but it's not like regular bio. It's like, bio with like kind of sort of like a social aspect to it. It's pretty cool, and I really like that class. So I'm a little sad that we're not gonna have it today, but it's okay. It's okay. She assigned some work, so once I get off here, I'm gonna go do that, and then yeah, that's it. But let me know how y'all feel about this topic. Oh my god, I feel like such a content creator whenever I say. Let me know how y'all feel. And if you disagree with me, suck my toes. I don't really care. Actually, no. If you disagree with me, let me know. I actually want to hear. You know, because I like to learn from people. I like to learn from people. But if your disagreement is just like insults, because I know how Ghanaians operate. When y'all have nothing to say, you just go straight to insults. If that's it, suck my toes. Like I said, I don't care. I really can't find it in me to care. Suck my toes. But if you have any like actual valid responses, like valid, like something that I can tell that you really thought about this and it's not just umami true. Because if that's your case, also umami true. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like we can do vulgar insults. I know how y'all operate, so we can do vulgar insults. But if you actually have something worth saying, you know, even if you don't agree with me, but it's like you've actually thought about this and formulated, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. But for the rest of y'all, the insult crowd on so mommy true. We can both get vulgar. What are we talking about? Anyways, good night, good night, good night. I love y'all. Wait, it's not even night. It's quiet. It's not even noon yet. I love talking just to talk. But anyways, hearts, kisses.